Hey guys, everything new under the sun. All right, I want to take a look quickly at, well, one article from Zero Hedge, but just take a look at these headlines. This is incredible. Cryptocurrency, Ethereum, and Bitcoin crash after China declares initial coin offerings illegal. So China, with billions of people, is saying that cryptocurrencies are illegal, and that is hitting the cryptocurrency scene massively. So that's incredible. Canada joins Trump with threats to leave NAFTA. That's interesting. I'll have to do a video about that, but that's not what I want to look at. Is this time different? Global risks pair losses despite report of imminent North Korea ICBM launch. So it's not, the markets aren't acting like they normally do when there's threat of war. Normally they go down, but this time they're going, going up. There you go. Only to surge 1% by the end of the week, even with wars, rumors of wars. North Korea making preparations for another ICBM. Here's the article I want to look at. A super powerful EMP blast. And this is what North Korean leader was threatening about. And this is what he wants to use the hydrogen bomb for that he just tested. Super powerful EMP attack, North Korea's newest weapon against the U.S. And their stated goal is to get rid of the U.S. They want to destroy them. The dynamics of the standoff between the U.S. and North Korea have shifted dramatically in the past week. First, North Korea started with an unexpectedly sharp provocation, launching a missile over Japan. Before following that up with a sixth nuclear test, also judging by the size of the earthquake detected in the country's mountainous north, North Korea may be telling the truth when it said it conducted what it described as the first hydrogen bomb test. And like I say, they're going to use this as an EMP blast. While the North bragged about the weapon's great destructive power in a TV broadcast, what caught analysts' attention was a mention of a different tactic detonating an H-bomb at high altitude to create an electromagnetic pulse that could knock out parts of the U.S. electrical grid. How do you do the most damage to the U.S.? Well, you don't drop a hydrogen bomb. You don't drop a nuclear bomb necessarily. You detonate it high above the U.S., and you take out all electronics across the U.S., and that would render that would crash the U.S. economically immediately. That would take them out as a world power immediately if they could get that off the ground. Could they do it? I would find it hard to believe that our missile defense systems couldn't take that out. But when you look at the conspicuous absence of the U.S., specifically named in Bible prophecy, you got to suggest that something like this may have happened, or maybe they just economically crash because they're 20 trillion in debt and they can't pay their bills. North Koreans' threats against the U.S. now include a tactic long discussed by some experts, an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, triggered by a nuclear weapon that would aim to shut down the U.S. electricity grid. And that would cascade failures into Canada too, because we're very interconnected, our grids there. North Korea's state agency made a rare reference to a tactic in a Sunday morning release in which the country said it would be able to load a hydrogen bomb on a long-range missile. The bomb, North Korea said, is a multifunctional thermonuclear nuke with great destructive power, which can be detonated even at high altitudes for a super powerful EMP attack. That's what they're going for. They're trying to get rid of the U.S., and they know that the best option they have is an EMP attack. The idea of an EMP attack is to detonate a nuclear weapon tens or hundreds of miles above the Earth with the aim of knocking out power in the U.S. Unlike the U.S. atomic bomb dropped over Hiroshima or Nagasaki in 1945, such a weapon wouldn't directly destroy buildings or kill people. It would kill a lot more after the fact in the after effects. Instead, electromagnetic waves from the nuclear explosion would generate pulses to overwhelm the electric grid and electronic devices in the same way a lightning surge can destroy equipment. In the worst case scenario, regional power grids could be offline for months. Would the U.S. population survive for months without electricity? That would explain the U.S. Not being in Bible prophecy, and likely Canada along with it. Lawmakers in the U.S. military have been aware of an EMP for many years. In a 2008 report commissioned by Congress, the authors warned that an EMP attack would lead to widespread and long-lasting disruption. to critical infrastructures that underpin the fabric of U.S. society. And so this article goes on. I'll put the link in the description here. But an EMP blast would be an incredible. If they got that off, that would cause the U.S. to cease being a world superpower. Absolutely, immediately. As soon as that went off, North America would be pretty much wiped off the map electronically. We would have no running water. We would have no clean water. We would have transportation. All the electronics in cars would be wiped out. You wouldn't have food moving. You would have people starving. That would be massive. That would be worse than, like I say, a nuclear weapon detonating and taking out a city. That is really the best weapon, if you will, for North Korea. And them setting off a hydrogen bomb, I think bodes very, very badly for the United States. And that could, like I say, that could send us back to the 1800s. This is the biggest threat to North America, I think, in terms of attacks on us. That would just take us out. Catastrophe, disaster. I mean, these words don't do justice to what would occur then. I hope you're prepared. If you're a prepper, you need to be prepared. Food, water, precious metals, something to barter with. In the U.S., you get your guns and your bullets. But ultimately, you may not be able to do anything. There's probably going to be gun gangs roving with weapons, just like in Houston, where there's vandalism and looting and robbing, just like it's happening there with the curfews. You may not be able to do anything about that. So you need to be prepared, your heart prepared. You need to know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. He's coming back soon, and I'm starting to lean towards Ken Hoven's interpretation of it. The Christians are going to see some significant persecution before our Lord comes back. We need to be ready for it. And you're going to see some failures of countries, economically and otherwise. And you're going to see these massive disruptions. You're going to see North America, U.S. specifically, taken off the world scene as a superpower. And that could be coming in the next month. I mean, it's that close. North Korea now has the ability. They have the delivery systems. They could, if they're testing this in parallel, maybe they already have a hydrogen bomb on a submarine, on an ICBM, and they're just testing in parallel, knowing that if that one works, our submarine one is launchable weapon is going to work. And how close could they be to that? We could never know. And they are not backing down. North Korea is not. And the U.S. is going to have to do something. There's no choice now. The world has to do something. The world has to do something. Is anybody going to do anything before they strike some large population center and we are in the middle of World War III?